One of the bills was by Senator Joe San Augustine to appropriate $15 million from the general fund and $5 million in ARP money to fund a new local employers assistance program to prop up struggling businesses. The other was by Speaker Therese Terlahi to continue the $100 a month power bill subsidies for another 5 months. On Tuesday, Administration Director Ed Byrne reassured senators that it's likely the government will continue to see, on average, $10 million a month more than projected, which is what they can count on to cover the costs of the two measures. But ahead of the session, ADLOOP sent out a news release saying while it agrees with the intent, quote, entertaining two competing measures simultaneously without a sufficient funding source is poor fiscal policy and reverts GovGuam into its past habitual deficit spending. Some senators took exception to the scolding. Minority Leader Frank Bloss Jr., who in his own message called on the governor to use her ARP funds instead of relying on the general fund, may have triggered ADLOOP.
Well, there is some truth to that. We are spending to reduce a deficit in the community. The deficit is, this shouldn't have happened because of $228 million still sitting in an account.
The $228 million is the remaining ARP funds that ADLOOP says haven't actually been spent yet, but are fully encumbered. Meanwhile, Speaker Therese Terlahi was triggered by the administration's contradictory message about insufficient funding and poor fiscal policy.
This is taxpayers' funds. These are general funds. They come from our taxpayers. I say we give it back to them as relief. We make it very clear to the governor that this is our priority as a legislature. And the nonsense about deficit spending and the nonsense about taking money from the Department of Education and the nonsense that there is not enough money has to end.
Senator Joe San Augustine defended the governor.
And when one of my colleagues brought up, we asked her to give 15 million, or she asked us, no, she didn't. I'm the author of the bill. I asked her if she can find ways to provide some support. She identified $5 million. It's in her state of address. So let's just end that issue. Now, in reference to ARP, yes, it would be nice if she could use it. But it's like any one of you. If you have the money, I'm not going to tell you how you use your money. And then we'll move on from there.
Both measures passed overwhelmingly. Nestor Lecanto, KUAM News.